polygons that aren't considered regular, but where they want us to find a missing angle measure. So we have to kind of tie in things that we have learned previously. So in order to solve this, first of all, we have to know how many degrees are in this four-sided figure. So if we take 4 minus 2, that gives us 2 triangles. So 2 triangles times the 180 is going to give us 360 degrees. Now, we know that has to equal 360. So we're now going to subtract off everything that we know. Now, if you want to go through and add up what you currently see for degree measures, remember this is the same as 90 degrees. You can add them and then subtract from 360, but what I tend to do is I leave the 360 on my calculator and then I subtract off the ones that I know. So I'll hit minus 115 and then I'll just keep that answer on my calculator minus the 180 and then minus the 90 degrees. If you want to add these together and just subtract once, that's okay also. So if I take and have 360 on my calculator minus 115, minus 80, minus 90, that leaves me with 75 degrees for x. Okay, so I now know that x is 75. If I want to check it, I can add together each of the angle measures. Okay, so let's try another one. Okay, so first step, we need to see what our sum would be. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So if I take 6 minus 2, that gives me 4 triangles. So I'm going to go 4 times 180. 4 times 180 degrees gives me 720 degrees. So I know that they all equal 720. Now I like to go ahead and just subtract off what I know. If you want to add all of these together and then subtract them from 720, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and just do 720 and subtract off the ones that I have. So minus 125, minus 120, minus 125 again, minus 110, minus 135. When I do that, it leaves me with this to be 105 degrees. Okay. All right, so I want you guys to try this next one. So it's tying in 2 things that we have learned. Okay, so go ahead and try this one. Go ahead and pause your video. Here's the key thing, is when you get to the end of this one, remember this is the number of x's they do want you to solve for x. Okay, so go ahead, pause your video, and work your way through this equation. Okay, so this one was kind of complex. I was actually giving you one that was a little more advanced. But here, if we had to go through and figure them out, we knew that each of these was actually, we could find out that those were each 70-degree measures. But usually when they do this, they want you to solve for x. So I added together the number of x's that we had, which was 4. That's where I got my 4x. Okay, I had 140 degrees left over, so we split that by 4 or divided it by 4. We found out that x equals 35, or each of those degree measures was 70 degrees. Okay, so that's working with finding a missing angle of a polygon. So the key thing to remember is polygons, if they're regular, all of their sides are equal, as well as all of their angle measures. So these last 3 that we worked with were not regular polygons. To find the missing angle of a polygon, you have to find, first of all, how many triangles would make that up. So count your number of sides, subtract 2, and then take that answer times 180, and then subtract off the information that you know. So subtract off the angle measures that you know, and what's left over is what that angle or those angle measures would equal. Good luck with this and just keep plugging away.